Hello, everyone. It's Ryan, KE7VLC. Got Dennis right over here.
Yeah.
um, how's everybody doing tonight? I know I've got a couple people already in. I'm looking over at my, see here, N9OL, I'm going to guess. John
There's a time
from
delay on that thing.
Southwest Indiana. Yeah, there's a little bit of a time delay on it. Um, just in case you say some foul language or something of that nature, I need to be able to censor that. Oh. Anyways, no, there's no censor. You know, it's radio. It's live radio. It's live broadcast. I put a little bit of a delay in there, so um, we are a few seconds behind everything. As you chat in there, need more audio. Okay. Um, how's that sound? Is that better? And let me increase this a little bit more. How's that now? Okay, so I'm guessing that the audio's a little bit on the better side. I don't have my headphones in to monitor myself. It distracts me. Um, I'm not one that likes the. Usually, you end up having a producer that checks the audio levels and things of that nature. I don't have a producer. All right, thanks, Vinny. Thanks. All right, so um, tonight we got several things we're gonna do tonight. Let's see here. We're gonna do a screen share here in just a second. I'm gonna. Oh, wait a second. How did I get the display? No, not that one. Hold on one second here. I gotta figure out which screen share is going to be going on here. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna do screen share without audio. So that's what we need to do. All right, so hope everybody's doing pretty good. I think Frank had a dentist appointment, so I don't think Frank's gonna be on the chat tonight. He's probably knocked out cold or something of that nature. Knowing how dentists are, they like to hand out meds. Um, that well, thanks, Vinny. Yeah, you like the green screen? You know, we can do several different things with it. Let's see here. You know, Uh, I can always go this route if everybody likes that. I like that one myself. That one's probably my favorite. Um, you know, we could always go the jungle theme or something of that nature, but I think I'll stick with this one. I do definitely like it. So, um, so yeah, we've got quite a few different things going on. We're gonna start by introducing something brand spanking new. First off, for those of you who are not familiar with us, um, we're the Mesa Amateur Radio Club. We do these virtual meetings. It's like every we're still in discussion with this, and this is something that might change a little bit. But right now, what we're doing is every 3 months, we're doing an actual face to face meeting over at the Mesa Utilities Club. We just had one last month for August. And then what we do is do two virtual meetings. That way, people like John, John, you say that you're in Southwest Indiana. Um, this allows us, the club members, to actually reach out to people in other states, other cities. I am recording this, and this will be posted back up onto our YouTube channel a little bit later on. Um, oh, Dennis, you need to move over towards me. Is that better, Vinny? I hope so. Anyways, this helps us reach out. Ham radio is, you know, one of the core things in ham radio is international goodwill, and so we like to extend our meetings to other cultures, other locations around the planet. Um, you know, we're supposed to be talking to other, you know, DX, you know, talking to Italy and, you know, Spain and, you know, all sorts of different places. So that's what we were trying to do with this. Yes, it is low budget, just an FYI. So, you know, if the green screen goes
What, I'm not getting paid?
No, you're not getting paid.
Horse.
Anyways, if the green screen goes crazy or something of that nature, it's probably just my dog knocking into it or something of that nature. So, this is low budget. I did, put up everything here. This is all on my own dime and everything. I have fun with this. I don't know if any of you guys are having fun. I know Vinny was over here one night. We had a pretty good night on that. Um, what I'll probably do is I'll probably have Dennis and Vinny rotate every couple months or something like that. You'll swap out. One of you will stay home, and the other one will come over here and everything. I do want to get Vinny involved in all these. I just think it's a lot of fun. So, anyways, so that's where we're at. We're the Mesa Amateur Radio Club, and I'll go right ahead and transition. We're uh, kind of we've been around since what, 2009, 2010. So we're a fairly new club. But we found that a lot of our club members are, 30s, 40s, maybe a little bit younger than that, maybe in the 20s, and they all have jobs, they all have families. Some people are sales reps or something like that, and they can't necessarily meet at our meetings all the time. So we try to do these meetings so that everybody gets to venture in and see what's going on. Um, so the first thing that we're going to do tonight, and I'm going to need some participants. This is something I want to introduce and see how you guys like it. See if it's something interesting. See if this is something worthy of doing this. I came across this site recently. I just completed my Network Plus exam, and part of my little training sessions and stuff of that nature that I found on the web in multiple different places was this one guy. Um, I'm not going to mention him here, but he uh, he does these basically YouTube videos just like what we're doing tonight. Um, Basically once a month, or I think it's once every 2 weeks or something like that. And he would have people sign into this website and take basically an online quiz. And what he would do is he would go over the question and then allow the audience to actually go right ahead and answer the questions. And then he would go over all the right answers and the wrong answers and so on and so forth. So I want to give this a try. I haven't really played around with this too much, so this is going to be something new. What you'll need to do is you'll need to go to a website called Socrative, and it's www.socrative.com. And in there, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the student login. And I'll kind of slow down here. Socrative.com. You go to student login. And when it comes in here, it's going to come up with it's going to ask you for a room name. And I created the room name. It's Mesa, MESA ARC 1. So Mesa ARC 1, just like that. And then you hit join. Now it's going to ask you for your name. And then you hit. Okay, so room is Mesa ARC 1. Now I was hoping to have at least a couple people on here tonight to test this out, so hoping you guys are capable of doing this. So go right ahead and take a little bit of time and look at the question there, and see if you can answer that. I kind of made these questions a little bit on the easy side tonight. I didn't want to throw anybody a curveball or anything, but these are actually questions from the tech question pool for the 2018 question pool. So it's the new one. And I want to just kind of see if you guys kind of like this or not. what I'll do is I'll go right ahead. Oh, well, there's only one out of two. Let's see here. I'll give you guys a couple minutes here and see what happens. Now it's not going to allow you to go to the next question for here in a bit. So right now we've got one out of three students answered so far 2-meter band. There's 20-meter band. I don't know if anybody wants to take a guess and say whether or not that's correct or not, or I'll go right ahead and I'll answer. I know it's wrong, but I want to see what else here. All right, so the answer was actually 2-meter band. Obviously, everybody except for myself got it right. I did it wrong. I just wanted to see what it would say. And let's see here, teacher log. Oh, because it's. So we're just trying this out. I just want to see exactly, what this is going to actually do. See if this is something that we're going to want to do or not. Let's see here. Why is it not giving me? Oh yeah, see, I'm already having a little bit of issues. So this is good. This is what ham radio is about, is trying different things here. All right, so the next question. Here we go. I'm hoping that some of you get this. This one's kind of a little bit on the tricky side. See if anybody actually sees this. Anyway, tonight we're trying this out. We're going to be talking about like Arizona QSO Party. We've got a really cool thing coming up, and yes, actually, guys, you guys did a really good job there. All the choices are correct, so good job, guys. Told you these were kind of simple, but that one was kind of a tricky one because all of them are right, and if you read something a little bit on the wrong side, you might get it a little bit incorrect or something. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the Arizona QSO Party tonight. We're going to be talking about SDR, which is software defined radio tonight, and we'll go through a couple different websites that you can try. And I'll give a couple stories. I like stories. I like telling stories. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I tell stories. Yes, I do. Let's see here. All right. So what is the normal term for an FCC issued primary station operator amateur radio license grant? The hard part is the word grant, but yep, the normal term is 10 years. So yep, good job. Like I said, these were kind of simple. I don't know how you guys liking this so far. I'm only going to do 5 questions tonight. The reason why I was going to do this was I was thinking maybe a little bit later on down the line, maybe taking like 10 or 15 questions out of like the tech pool or the general pool, taking a little bit of time from the club meeting to do these, just to kind of help. Maybe there's somebody out there who's going for their tech right now and doesn't have any experience with it or anything of that nature, wants to give it a try and see what the questions are like and see if they answer right, and then if they have any questions, then we can actually give it a explain, and kind of help people out as
Sure.
getting their test. I don't see anything wrong with that, and I kind of like that. And maybe eventually what we'll do is we'll get a maybe do a tech class or something like that this way. And yes, so the answer is when transmitting signals to control model aircraft. That's a good job. Obviously, you guys are doing really good out there. I kind of like it. I think it's kind of fun. I think it's going to be a little allows us to be a little more interactive. So feedback is great. I like feedback. So, all right, here's the last question. And this one always trips people up, unless you are on the air quite often. Then you tend to understand the reason behind this, and as well as the legal ramifications. A lot of people, I don't know why people forget, the 10 minutes during and at the end of the communication. Um, I think what trips people up is at the beginning of each contact. You don't necessarily need to announce at the very beginning, so there's a hint, just in case. So obviously, I kind of gave away the answer. At least every 10 minutes during and at the end of a communication. So it's not too tough. For those of you who are going for their tech license, those are going to be questions that are going to be actually on the test. Um, if you want an explanation as to why, 10 minutes is a long time. We've already been doing this for roughly about 10 minutes, about 10, 15 minutes. Some of us get long-winded.
Not me, not me.
I get long-winded. So reminding myself every 10 minutes is a key thing that I have to remember all the time. Um, but I like rag shoes. There are some of our club members who just want to hurry up and get through every single contact. I'm one that people hate on field day because I want to sit there and talk with people. So, anyways, that's pretty much that right there, and I think it's going to be a great useful tool. Go right ahead and make any comments or whatever. I think it's going to be a great tool for us, especially for future. Maybe even doing like a tech class or something of that nature. We can utilize this. This is and it's a free tool for teachers. Actually, this is what it came from. Is there's teachers out there using this tool. There is a pro license that you can get, but I think for our club needs, the free version is perfectly fine. Um, I think it was kind of fun. What do you think, Dennis?
I think it's a good idea.
All right. So, all right.
Might might incur some interest. People think it's all really hard test, and it isn't.
And it isn't, yeah.
So
Especially for the tech license. I think the extra
yeah,
license gets a little more on the trickier side because there's a lot of math and everything. Um, let's see here. Anyways, let's go to let's talk about, you know what? Let's talk about, all right, so some club news. All right, Arizona QSO Party's coming up October 12th through the 14th. I know some of you might or might not be able to attend. That's perfectly fine. Um, those of you who want to come up, we're going to be at the Timbercamp, and I do apologize. I forgot to pull up my maps of where Timbercamp is. Yeah, Globe, Arizona. Timbercamp is just north of Globe, about 23 miles north of Globe. I love this campground. I'm happy that I found it, that we found it, because you and I were the ones that went and scouted it out. Um, it's not that hard to get to. So, John, if you're going to be in town, if you want to come up for the day or something like that, we like visitors. If you can only make it for the day, that's perfectly fine. If you want to come up and camp with us, perfectly fine.
it's a 2 hour drive.
Yeah, it's about a 2 hour drive from here. It's not, and it's up at about 5,000.
No, it's 7,000 feet.
Is it 7,000
Yeah.
feet? Okay. So it does get a little chilly at nighttime. During the daytime, it's a little on the warm side, but it's nothing really bad. John's gonna probably laugh, but I think the high temperature up there right now is probably in the mid 80s. somewhere around there. So that's a little on the warm side, but it's not bad.
Well, I mean, when we're going to be there, it'll be cooler than that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It'll be
it's
in
going
the
to be.
70s.
It'll be in the 70s. Um, we plan on having maybe a campfire and everything. I didn't get the group site because I didn't know exactly how many people were actually going to be venturing up there. So we're going to do the campsites, and they do charge, but I think on some of our sites we can probably squeeze in a couple people and stuff.
$10 a night or $7.
I think it's 10.
$10 a night.
Yeah, I think it's $10 a night.
And they use a credit card.
And they use a credit card. Yeah. So no cash because there's not actually anybody up there actually taking anything. But it's an actual nice site. Gets a little noisy during the daytime because of the road noise. But honestly, I mean, with all the noise that we end up doing, talking and laughing and telling stories and things of that nature, the road traffic, you don't even hear it. So I love it. We'll talk about the Arizona QSO Party here in just a little bit. The other piece of club news, we're going to start doing classes on weekends. We're going to start with bandpass filters. We're not going to do them right now, only because I think the temperatures are a little on the hot side right now.
Yeah.
We're still getting into the hundreds during the daytime, and it gets to the point where it gets uncomfortable. Oh, darn it, John, that's a shame. But hey, yeah. Oh, we tell stories. I'm well known for telling stories up the wazoo. I don't know. I'm long-winded. I'm a rag chewer. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. I'm a rag chewer. I love getting on the air and just actually talking to people for long hours, days if I needed to, if I could. Anyways, so we're gonna start doing some classes on the weekends. We're gonna start with the bandpass filters, only because we have some of the parts. We're still trying to hash out exactly how we're going to do the payment for the parts and everything. I think probably what we'll do is we'll limit the class to like 8 people who show up. I'll buy the parts because capacitors, toroids. The cases are the most expensive part out of the whole entire thing. The capacitors, I think, I think max for. I think for mine was like $40 or something like that. I think I can't remember. It wasn't expensive at all. So I'll probably go right ahead and buy all the parts and everything, and then what we'll do is at the actual class itself, we'll do the exchange of cash there. But Frank and I were discussing it, trying to figure out exactly how we're going to do this. But we want to start getting hams into kit building, soldering, experimentation. That's what ham radio is about, and that's why we're trying to do this. We'll have probably Frank and Vinny out there to kind of teach a little bit about the soldering. One key point that I do want to point out is soldering irons get hot, so don't touch the tip that gets hot.
Nope.
You would think it's common sense, but there have been cases out there where people have, either forgot that the tip is hot or something of that nature. But that's neither here nor there. We'll go through like a safety briefing before we even start doing the classes.
All right.
And I think what we're going to do is, I think the first class I have, I want to say it's like November. Ooh, did I put it up here already, or did I not put it up here? I have it on the, the 3rd. November 3rd will be our bandpass filter class. And I like that one because it's actually going to be hands-on. You're going to have to actually do some soldering. You're going to have to wind toroids. You're going to have to count higher than 10, so you might have to remove your shoes. Joking. Some of us have to use our toes to count. Anyways, Yeah, Dennis, when Frank and I were doing this out at our camp, out at the campsite, Dennis kept saying that we were doing a quilting party.
No, sewing bee.
Oh, sewing bee, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
it
Okay,
looked
all
like you
right.
were sewing. See?
So we were sitting there whining toroids out there while camping and enjoying the fresh air and everything. So I thought that was fun.
It was.
I enjoyed it. I know Frank did. So um, so let's see here. We were thinking we're going to probably do a code practice oscillator as well. We just have to find a kit that we actually like. Um, and then what we'll do is on some of these, what we'll do is we'll post the parts list online, and then allow you to purchase ahead of time. Um, but we're still hashing out those details. Those details are just a little minor little thing. Um, and probably what we'll do is we'll find a ramada out at one of the parks, and we'll choose like a different park each time or something like that, or maybe we'll find one park that we actually like and stick with it. But we'll rent a ramada and set up out there. Usually, if you rent a ramada, they usually have power out there. If not, we'll bring a generator and do some soldering that way. Um, I know that our soldering irons work off of my generator as well as Frank's
you
generator.
get a lot of soldering irons on your generator.
Oh yeah, yeah. so, so any questions so far or comments? Um, I know I go fast. I'm trying to keep it all in. Yeah. So, all right. So. And yes, the calendar is, well, I guess I bungled that one up. I put the 26th instead of the 25th. That was my bad. So I'll go through and make sure all these are correct. I know the Arizona QSO Party date is correct. I'll have to go through and make sure the October virtual meeting is correct as well. And John, you're always welcome to join us anytime, anywhere. And if you've got any other, fellow hams out there, go right ahead. Our club has no dues. We do all this out of our own pockets and things of that nature. So we don't do dues because we know that there are, individuals, hams, who are living paycheck to paycheck, or some are retired, and we feel that in order to do a service to our public, I mean, after all, Part 97 says that we're supposed to serve our public, serve the public.
Right.
And one way of doing this is having club meetings, teaching people, encouraging them to get their license, so on and so forth. And so we feel that, asking for dues or something of that nature might be, hindering some people from joining or some people from learning or something of that nature, and we don't want to take away from that. That was something that Vinny and I had discussed for quite a while, about how we were going to fund the club and everything. Yeah, we have a website and everything, and that costs a little bit of money. But so if anybody wants to donate, you're more than welcome to donate. But it's not a requirement. And that's the reason why we have, not to get too political or anything, we want an open border. Amateur radio is about international goodwill, so that's where we go. So let's talk about SDR, software defined radio. This is something that basically, well, it's radio, so it's basically going to be a receiver. You're not going to be able to transmit off of these. There are some boxes. Let's see here. Let's go. You say that's a SDR,
yeah.
Right? Okay. All right. Shoot, is my overhead camera not working? And my overhead camera is not working.
Where's your camera at?
All right, camera's right there. So go right ahead. This is one of the new MFJ. Go right ahead, get it right up close there so everybody can see it. Go go ahead and just put it right up there. It's right there. That's my camera.
I got him.
Okay.
I'm hiding my face behind it. Look at the radio now.
It's a Zygu X5105.
Just got it 2 days ago.
All right.
3 days ago.
So he hasn't had a lot of time to play around with it, but we want to
turn it on here.
Yeah, go for it. Turn it on. So
You probably can't see anything.
it's a nifty little radio. It does have a little bit of SDR in it. I think you can do.
No, it's totally
SDR.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just one model. This is something that the MF. How much did that cost? It was like $600.
$669.
Okay, off of MFJ's website.
No, actually, it's on Amazon now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Radio Oddity.
Oh, okay, okay.
You can go to the site Radio Oddity. You've got it up there.
Yep.
They want to look at it.
Radio
it's cheaper
Oddity.
there than at MFJ too.
Oh, really? Okay. Is it even up here? Oh, Zygu right there.
There it is.
Underneath the mobile radio, you come down to Zygu.
Well,
it's $679 now.
I don't know. Mine was $669. That one's $10.
Yeah, they raised the price all because you came on here to advertise. That's what it is.
And this is the
power amplifier.
That is the 125 watt amplifier that plugs directly into this.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So you can get from 5 watts up to 125.
Up to 120. Okay. Not too bad then.
Well, that's the first time I've seen a price for one. So it's as much as the radio is. But it has an antenna tuner built into it.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a display for the different digital modes too that goes in between these two.
Okay.
But they're not showing it yet. They're not manufacturing them yet.
So this is just one type of software-defined radio. Typically, there's two different pieces to a software-defined radio. You're going to have a hardware piece and a software piece. Software you can actually get, you can download pretty much anywhere. SDR radio, you can get this is actually probably the most popular one. You can come in here and actually download it. It's free. I don't have it loaded up onto my computer just yet. I don't have a hardware piece. It's going to be on my next bid. I've got to work some. I got to work off paying off of my other radio before I go down that path. And then I got a couple other things around the house I got to pay for. Home projects and stuff I need to get taken care of. Anyways, AirSpy is actually one of the most popular brands, and I don't know if anybody's actually used any of AirSpy's products or not. But they've got several different ones in here. In order to, the AirSpy HF Plus is the one that I'm looking at, only because it combines both the VHF and the HF all into one box. You don't have to buy two different boxes, two different converters to do it. But you can always buy the AirSpy R2 along with the Spyverter, and you'll get the VHF, UHF, and along with the HF. Now, one of the cool things I think about this, really this different aspect to the hobby is the fact that you can actually set it up in a server environment and then access it remotely. Now some people sit there and go, well, it's not really ham radio or something of that nature, but let me put it this way. The really fascinating feature about this is you're capable of listening to yourself as you're transmitting and see whether or not you're getting through. And because people have a whole bunch of these different SDR radios set up in a server environment from multiple different areas across the world, if you hear yourself coming across in, say, Boston, then you know that you're reaching the East Coast perfectly fine. So now you know exactly roughly where your transmission is going to end up, and know exactly roughly what kind of states you're going to be hitting. Or if you hear yourself say in the Netherlands, now you're skipping across the pond over and you're going to get some good DX. The other nice thing about it is, like for me during Katrina, I actually had this up at work. And while I was doing my job, I had headphones on listening into like the Saturn, the Salvation Army Radio Emergency. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher it. I can't remember what Saturn actually stands for, but it's the Salvation Army Radio Team for emergency communications. They were very prevalent on HF. Matter of fact, I know quite a few hams out there who could actually take a little lesson from them because they were very professional, very courteous. They did a good job, and it was fun to listen to. Those guys did a really, really good job. So kudos to Saturn, kudos to Salvation Army for doing that. I'm sure the people in the hurricane area were definitely privileged to have them out there. So hats off to you guys. But I was also listening in. There's a couple web SDRs that you can listen in on VHF, local repeaters, and so on. And I forgot to bring up Broadcastify. I'll bring that up here in a little while. It was kind of nice to listen in on a little bit of the VHF chatter as well. Although I didn't hear too much VHF traffic when I was at work, but they might have been really picking up chatter at nighttime or something. But I don't know. It was fun to listen in on. And this is something that anybody can do. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have 200 feet of wire for 160 or anything, but you can do pretty good on it. Yep, like Vinny says, if it originates and ends on a ham radio, it's ham radio, and I agree there. Ham radio isn't restricted to basically just a little radio that you have in your hand. It can actually be done via your computer as well. Flex radio is a really big. Technically, I think that would be software-defined radio because it's got a piece of software in it, and it is a radio. So, Flex radio is expensive. I don't have the money for one, but if I could, I would.
Me too.
Oh yeah. Anyways, which you can come in here and you can look at all the different types of radios you can get. I think Hack RF has one that you can do. I don't want to get too long-winded on this, but AirSpy is pretty much the popular brand. They're a little more on the expensive side, but they do a lot of stuff specifically for that type of radio and software-defined radio and stuff. RTL dongles, they are fairly decent, except the software gets a little finicky, and I think with Windows 10 it gets a little on the finicky side. But I think the RTL SDR I think works pretty decent with Linux, and I'm gonna have to look that one back up again. But there's a lot of information out there. You just have to kind of pick and choose exactly where to go and what to see. Or what to read and which one you're going to want to go with. So what we're going to do, I'm going to jump over here to my favorite. This is one of my favorite sites. It's WebSDR, and let's see here. Let me. I think I got desktop audio on. Yes, I do. Okay, so websdr.org. sdr.org. This is one that I actually like. This is pretty much one of the first ones that came up. As you can see, I mean, this list is long. And you get down here, and you've got a map of where every single web SDR SDR radio is located at. And as you can see, I mean, there's a lot in Europe, and a lot of down in South America as well. But as you scroll through these, there's a little number over here on the side. This is number 1, this is number 2, number 3. Those are actually pinheads on the map all the way down to the very, very bottom here. So as you control and scroll, you can actually zoom in and see where all these are. We'll go to this number 19. As you click on the number 19, it's going to give you several different things. There's the web address, but then there's also, it's going to tell you, okay, this is on a Delta antenna. I'm going to say it's probably a Delta loop is what I'm thinking it is. But he's got 2 different receivers here. One stretches the 3.188 and all the way up to 4.2. And then he's got another one that's 6.58 to 7612. And then he's got a Diamond X510 on the 2 meter side. So if we were to pick that radio, if we were to click on it, up comes the interface here. And now you're going to hear the familiar noise of HF. I'm going to turn mine down so I'm not back creating a feed loop here. But as you can see, we've got all these little lines across the top. Now, some of these are actual radio stations. Some are just actually just noise that it's picking up. So if we adjust, now we got, so just like a normal radio, you can fine tune it to bring it in a little better. And I can kind of hear something in the back. Yeah, let me see here if I can adjust. Here we go. So there's somebody chit-chatting right there, or was. It sounds Russian to me, but it is pretty close over to Russia. Anyways, we can always back out of it. We can always choose something else. You know, I love playing around with this, and this is something that, you know, when I'm at work, I can choose one of these stations. Here's one out of Arizona. Here's all the list of frequencies that he's got. He's got a wideband dipole 10 meters above ground level. That's what AGL stands for. So for any of you pilots out there, you're already probably familiar with that. But AGL stands for above ground level. So it's probably about 30 feet in the air, 33 feet or so. Or, is it here? Is that 33 feet? Yeah. But if you choose there, hold on one second here. Here we go. Here's another. Okay, now it's on. This is on 40 meters, so we can adjust, and we can adjust down or up. So obviously, he's talking to somebody, probably long distance, and we're catching probably out of California. The nice thing is you've got all these different buttons down here that you can actually. Here's air traffic, so we can always punch one of these and it'll automatically go to air traffic, or we can go back to 40 meters. And then we've got our controls over here, the mode and bandwidth. You can go lower sideband, narrow. It narrows the filter down, or you can go wide again. If you really wanted to, you can go AM. That's not gonna be an AM station. Sounds like there's line noise there, but let's see if we can get this. Yeah. So this is something that I had fun with, kind of playing around. I've been playing around with this for I don't know how long. I think it's been at least 4 years. Um, this is something anybody can do. You just have to have a computer and an internet connection, and you can actually utilize it at home. Um, let's see here. Oh, okay, Vinny, hold on 1 second here. Let me go back to the Arizona 40 meters side here. Pick a frequency. What frequency?
Well, there was a real strong signal right there. Fairly strong, anyway. There was. It just dropped off.
I love it. You know, we had somebody from out of state in here. It's awesome. I like it. Thank you, John, for joining us and stopping by. Uh, but here we go. We've got our own. We can listen in on any frequency we want out there. We don't have to worry about, you know, antenna restrictions now, other than the fact that we can't transmit. But we can at least listen in and have fun. CW, this would be great for CW. I mean, you know, if you're wanting to learn CW, this would be a great place to actually stop in and start listening in on some of the code and stuff. I don't know if it's going to go all the way down. Yeah, it should. And yeah, it's not going to go all the way down. But anyways, this is one site. Let's see here. Let's go to the sdr.hu. Now this site is the one that I was using at home or at work. And I like this site because it's got quite a few different things, and it seems to me like the interface is a little bit less clunky, and it seems a little more intuitive. Plus, it just looks nice. Whoever designed this website,
Kiwi. Go on there.
You want to go down to the Kiwi one?
That's a big network.
This one right here?
Yeah, Kiwi. There's like hundreds of those guys you can click
Kiwi
on.
SDR. Yeah, so here's...
They use their own special receiver.
Okay. So it's SDR, sdr.hu. And it does take a little bit along a length of time to actually come up. But the nice thing is... Here we are. We're already on it sounds to me like an AM station. Matter of fact, it is AM because right over here.
United Kingdom.
But
so the four little Indians are quite.
I mean, this is pretty cool. This is out of somebody's backyard. You know, they threw up wire in their in their tree, and we can zoom in a little bit. We can come over here. Let's see here. Is that going to be... That's going to be probably... No, that's not going to be... I thought that was going to be the... But I have fun doing this. This is some of the stuff that I do when I'm bored. Not really doing too much. But as you can see, you can kind of zoom in and out. Up here, they have, if you noticed, they got like Trans World Radio. They've got a whole bunch of these little things already laid out. So you don't even have to guess as to what in the world you're listening to. All you have to do is come in here and pick one.
Και αυτό μου λείπει πάρα πολύ στην επαφή μαζί του, γιατί καθόμασταν ας πούμε στο σπίτι και μου βάζε...
So this could be FEBC or it could be China or no, it's Palenque Radiophona. You know, this is the fun part about ham radio. You get to explore and listen in on all these different radio bands all across the world and listen in. And I'm kind of sad that Chad didn't make it in tonight because Chad loves shortwave radio. This is one that he would have loved to have been on. But we can always, tune over to a different frequency. And then if we want, we come over here and we can select a band. So 41 meters. Typically 41 meters has some good AM shortwave radio. Here we go. Something out of Bollywood right there. And you can have this in your own bedroom. You can have this in your, your laptop or, wherever. I have fun with this. This is what, So don't be afraid to play around with some of this stuff. Software-defined radio is out there. I mean, if you want to buy the products and build your own, go for it. I encourage it. If you are stuck at home and you don't have anything to actually, listen to, you're worried that your HOA is not going to allow you to have an antenna. Now, guess what? Now you can join in on the fun as well. You can come over here and just listen in all you want. Let's go back over here. So over here they have all sorts of different things. They've got North Italy. They got Switzerland. The one I was listening in was, I believe, this one here. New Hampshire. This one's got a QESDR as well. I'm gonna have to look them up.
Yeah, you can buy it. There it is.
There it is right there.
Yeah,
that's
not
basically
cheap, but they're really good.
Yeah. This is one that I was listening to during Florence, Hurricane Florence. Got on here at work, just tuned it up and started listening in on my headphones while I was working. There's an AM station. So, and these cutouts are probably over at his place. There's something that's probably going on and clicking on, or his internet's dropping out or something like that. There might be noise around his house or something. But you notice it's cutting all the way across. So, if we go to... Yeah, there's not a whole lot. But as you know, this is on the this is over in Connecticut, so it's on the east coast of the United States. So 40 meters is kind of dropping out right now. You can always come down to 75 meters. And as you adjust, here's something. Might be... Okay, so there's some sort of digital noise right there. Not too sure exactly what it is, but that's digital.
CW.
No, that's not CW.
Well, it's one of the digital modes.
Yeah, and I don't know which digital mode it is. 7237, huh? All right, Vinny. Let's see here. Let's go to. Oh shoot, it's not going to go 40. Yeah, it's going to go 40. 7237, huh, Vinny? Okay, go for it. We'll do that, and we'll do Arizona as well, just to see exactly where Vinny might come out. I hear somebody tuning up. Vinny, is that you? Of course, we might be hearing two different. Go for it, Vinny. Tune up. Or get on the radio. Let's see if we can hear you. Yeah, I'm not hearing you out here. Anyways, this is part of the hobby that I like. This is one of the things that I enjoy doing, is sitting around and listening in on some of these things. Here we go. We got a couple hams right here we're listening in on. Yeah, so this guy has some sort of electrical switching noise that keeps interfering with his setup, because it happens quite regularly. So, but if we go back, we can always find somebody else, to listen in on. Here's an Alberta, Canada one. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Alberta, Canada. I have. Love Alberta. I like British Columbia better, but that's just because it's a little more scenic.
The whole mess of Kiwi people on here. See, they're practically all Kiwis.
Oh yeah, they're all Kiwis. Yeah. Yep. Anyways, time is it? 7:30. Okay, so we still have a little while. So why use SDR? And we've already kind of gone over a couple of the different things. If you're interested in, there's the time signal that might end up going away if Trump has anything to say about it. So now right now you can tell that
at the tone, 2 hours, 29 minutes, coordinated universal time.
And I believe the female voice is out of Hawaii. Or is it the man's voice? I want to say the man's voice is out of, Vinny will know. Yep, Hawaii. So the female voice is out of Hawaii, the male voice is out of Colorado. So now okay, if I was close to 10 megahertz in frequency, guess what I can do now? I can get on to 40 meters or 80 meters and probably reach Hawaii. Aloha. So there we go. I think that's kind of fun. I mean, that's interesting. But now,
2 hours, 30 minutes, universal time.
There's the male voice, which is out of Colorado. So we could switch over to
every minute of every day.
Here we go. We got AM radio station.
Our phone number is 574-291.
And you can just explore. I think it's kind of fun to do. Now, obviously, you don't necessarily need to have the equipment to do it. You can always come in and just do it on your computer.
Yeah.
But these are just a couple websites. And what I'll do is I'll post these up to to our website as well, so you can always join in on the fun and enjoyment. I love listening in on these things, just because it kind of gives you a sense that you're still part of the hobby. But at the same time, you can listen in. If somebody goes on to say 100 watts in a wire on Facebook or something and says, "Hey, listen, I'm picking up this DX station out of Spain or something on this frequency," you can come in here really quick and find a station close to you and jump on there and listen in. Let's see here. Are these? This might be. Oh, I know why it's not. Yeah, unmute it. There you go. There's CW. So now here's another thing that you can do with it. You can come in here and practice your CW listening skills and practice along with it. You know, another good way to hone your CW skills. It's a great tool. Something that we shouldn't be shy about saying that we're doing. And
where's your decoder?
I do not have a decoder.
Well,
My decoder ring is still in the Cracker Jacks box, so, or in the bottom of the cereal.
Should be a decoder in your software.
Oh, there probably is. I can probably bring it up. I mean, if I went over to the SSTV, I can decode it. So 7237. Now let's see here. This is out of Alberta, Canada, and it's now just starting to pick up the rest of it. Anyways, I have fun with this. This is something that any one of us can do.
Yep.
Doesn't take much equipment to do it. One of these days I will have an SDR with an antenna up on my roof somewhere.
Okay. Go back to Radio Oddity. They got a nice one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right over here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not it. You all digital?
I'm not sure it's under digital. I think it's under regular. Scroll down. There it is.
Ah, right there, RTL.SDR.
Yeah, and what you get with this is you get one that so you can plug it into a tablet.
Ah, okay.
Get information.
So there we go. There's another really cool. See, there we go. Anyways, I have a lot of fun doing this. This is probably one of my favorite things to do. You know, since I don't have a rig here. I mean, I've got the ability to put it up, but I've got to be stealthy about it. I can't, you know, my neighbors on both sides of me know that I'm a ham. I know that for a fact that they're not going to have a problem with it, and I know my mom's not going to have a problem with it. It's just I don't know all the neighbors on the other side of the wall, so
you'll know when they chuck rocks at your house.
Yeah, or put a complaint into the HOA. So
I get a call up from them and say, "You're a bad boy."
This is something that you can have fun with and enjoy. I'm going to say that it's a very unique thing. I do it from work. I will wholeheartedly say it, and my boss knows. He's not too concerned as long as I do my work. So I don't let it interfere with my work, because a lot of times just sitting there listening in on a good AM station from Taiwan.
It's no different than if you were listening to AM radio,
yep,
or FM radio.
Yep, exactly.
Not more distracting than that.
Yep, exactly. So we've gone through that. So let's talk about the Arizona QSO Party. All right, so now the QSO Party's got a brand new sponsor now. It is the Radio Society of Tucson. So we're no longer going to be the bonus station. No big deal there. I wasn't really too set on being the bonus station. We always got it because I always signed up really early. All right, that's the reason why we always became the bonus station. And to me, the bonus station should be a little bit on the difficult side to get, because, you know, it's bonus points. And we were definitely challenging to get a hold of. Let's see here, October 13th at 0600 Zulu is when it starts. Runs until The 14th at, I think it's 2400, or is it 14? I think it's 1400 Zulu. Anyways, it's really kind of a fun little thing to do. They've got a little little CW little thing down there, which is pretty cool. I like that. I thought that was kind of cool. They did a good job on it. I'm glad that they kind of took it over. Nothing against Gary for doing this, but the hard part was in the past was the website was never hardly ever up. It was never updated. It was always so old and clunky and just hard to get information. And then part of the year it was not even there. It didn't exist.
They have everything on here.
Oh yeah, they've got they've got the flyer for it. Arizona stations work, everyone. Non-Arizona stations work only Arizona stations. October 13th and 14th. This year we're going to be doing the expedition. I read the rules on expedition and I misunderstood what it was the last couple of years. We are definitely an expedition, and I'll point that out here in just a little bit. But we could be, and what we have been doing is multi-op unlimited transmitters. That allowed us to have 3, 4, 5, 6 different people out there. Expedition does the exact same thing, except that it's really designed for temporary locations, hence camping. I'm going to have fun doing it. CW, phone, and digital, it does allow FT8. Unfortunately, our FT8 Rockstar Frank is not going to be able to be there. I think he's going to be able to be there for like one night, and then he's got to go. He's got to go come back to go to work. So, but the exchange report is basically your standard 5.9 or 5.4 or 4.5 or whatever, plus your 3-letter county abbreviation. We're going to be GLA, Golf Lima Alpha, for Gila County. I've already signed us up. I've already activated us. We are good to go. I will post a link up on our website about this, so you guys can all come in here and read up. And matter of fact, anybody who's going to be coming out, I highly, highly, highly recommend you read the rules. Just get familiar with it and kind of understand exactly what it's all about and everything. Here's all the rules. Expedition is single op or multi-op, no differentiated transmitters, powers, or mode. It's an operation from a temporary location in one or more Arizona counties using antennas installed for the contest period using temporary supports or trees. So we are going to be in expedition mode this year. So I don't think that really matters other than when we go to send in our report.
As long as the trees work for us.
Yeah.
My shooter doesn't work too well.
No? Well, we'll have to use mine. I haven't used mine yet, so we'll have to use mine.
Okay.
So bands are the typical bands like Field Day. The WARC bands 12 and 17 are not in here, but you can do 15, 10, 20, 40, 86, 160. Chances are it's probably going to be just Chad and myself out there and Dennis that are going to have rigs. I'm not too sure who else is going to be making it. If anybody is going to be making it, wants to bring their transmitter, please, by all means, bring it on out. If you've never used your transmitter, this is a good time. We'll sit down with you. We'll help you get it all set up, and we'll get you on the air. New hams, don't be shy. Come on out. Even if you're a technician, or even if you're thinking about getting your ham radio license, please come on out. Don't be shy. Don't sit there and go, well, I can't contribute. Hey, listen, we'll get you on the air because we're going to be using the club call sign. As long as you have a operator standing next to you, you can utilize the club call sign. If you're mic shy, you won't be after the end of the weekend. um, but even if you don't want to, if you say no, I don't want to get on the air, we can have somebody log. Or if they've got another radio that they can tune around and hear anybody, we can always do that. So again, don't be shy. If you know CW, please come on out. We love CW ops because we basically have got, I think, 2 people that know CW. PSK 31 is definitely a mode that I would love to utilize, but I'm a
You do PSK 30.
I've done it a couple times. It's not really my cup of joe. I'm a rag chewer. I love getting on that microphone and talking to people. I love that. Love that thrill. Chad does everything. I think there's going to be a couple things that we're going to try. I want to talk to Chad and see if we can try some RTTY. I'd like to try to see if we can get a couple RTTY contacts while we're out there. This is the fun time. This is what the club does. We're not serious contesters, so there's no way that we're going to get like 5,000 points, 5,000 contacts over the weekend. I mean, we could, but we've never been that type of a club. We've always, we'll get on the air for a couple hours, maybe take a break for 10, 15 minutes or something like that, get back on there and try something. We'll try something new. I think the last time, we tried WinLink. We got 1 or 2 messages through on WinLink. WinLink is
I don't remember seeing that, but I probably
slow. Let's just say that WinLink to send an email was slow. I would have preferred doing something different if there was a way to do it. But we were experimenting, we were trying something new, and that's why we did it. Yes, there are multipliers. Multipliers are for basically, for Arizona station, the multipliers are the 50 U.S. states and Canadian provinces. Let's see here. For stations outside of Arizona, it's basically all 15 Arizona counties. Let's see here. Bonus points. Receive a one-time bonus point of 100 bonus points if you get kilowatt 7 alpha on any band or mode. So we're definitely going to be trying to chase this guy down at least once, if not a couple times. And then obviously we got to fill out the logs and everything, but that's later on. So far, the activated counties are this. Apache W7 RAP is going to be in Apache County. Gila County is going to be us, WM7RC. Looks like Greenlee and La Paz are going to have somebody. Maricopa, I'm surprised that nobody's activating Maricopa, but then again, somebody usually does because Maricopa has a ton of hams in it. So I wouldn't be too surprised if somebody from Maricopa actually steps in and does it. Navajo, I think, is one of the hard ones to do because I don't know if there's too many hams up in there. Cochise is another one. Coconino, I'm kind of surprised that nobody's actually picked up Coconino up there, but oh well. Pinal is going to be the bonus station, K7A, and then Santa Cruz, Yavapai, and Yuma. They've already got some people already lined up. If you're part of another club and you want to participate in this, take a look at the counties that haven't been chosen and see if you guys can get on the air from those counties. You actually have to be in those counties in order to do it. We are in the Gila County, so that's the reason why we're Gila County. GLA is the abbreviation for us. There are awards. I'm not expecting too much on the awards. It would be nice to get an award, a plaque for the Arizona expedition, but that's going to be difficult. So I'm not too worried. I mean, if we get an award, we get an award. If we don't, we don't. I'm not going to be too picky on it. let's see here. But yeah, there's looks like there's also an award of Arizona prickly pear cactus jelly. For those of you who've never tried this, it actually tastes really good. Um, it's just like any other jelly out there, raspberry jelly or something like that. It's got its own unique flavor, but it's actually really good. So, um, kudos to them for doing something like this. There is another QSO party out there. Dennis, you might be aware of this. Um, that gives away salmon as an award.
Salmon?
A salmon, as in a fish. They actually get like a piece of smoked salmon for an award. It's the Washington Salmon Run is what it's called. You know, it's a very fishy event, but it's coming out of Washington State, so obviously for good reasons, it's called the Salmon Run. I kind of like that one. It's very unique. I really wish we would do, other QSO parties kind of like that. Instead of calling it the QSO party, we call it something else. But I'm not the one who makes the rules. So, um, historical results. If you come in here, you can actually look us up. We're not one of the top operators. Although looks like in 2017 nobody filled out their logs for it, so who knows, maybe we'll get it. We'll get it with one. um, and then there's the resources. You can always reach out to any one of these guys. If you guys ever want to know what contest is coming up, this is going to be the site, the WA7B&M contest calendar. I'll go right ahead and open that up here in just a second. But it's actually a really good website. We're going to be using the N3FJP software while we're out there. Matter of fact, I got to get the updated version onto a thumb drive so we can load it up. But the Arizona QSO Party is October 13th and 14th. We're calling it October 12th because that's a Friday. I'm taking that Friday off and I'm driving up pretty darn early. All right. And when I mean pretty darn early, I'm talking about like I'll probably be out of here by like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Arrive up there about like 10, so that I can get set up and start getting my antenna up in the air and stuff of that nature. The campground is a first come first serve campground. And typically what you do is you come up the 60 here like you're going towards Sholo, and you come up here. There's actually two different campgrounds. There's the horse one, which is not the one that you want to go to. So the first one on your way to Sholo is not the correct one.
Nope.
You want to go to the second one. I don't know what's going on, but the group campground is reserved that weekend. I kind of wish I had gotten on there and got that reserved. Yeah, that's the big one at the very entrance. I love the group campground because it's private. You've got your own gate. You can lock people out. So at nighttime, what we'll do is we'll lock the gate or something like that, and then during the daytime we'll leave it open. Or if we know that we have everyone, we'll keep the gate closed. The only downside to it is the ramada is really close to where the bathrooms are that everybody swings into. So you get a lot of traffic through there. That could be actually a good thing. The good thing about that is, maybe somebody might see us and go, "What in the world's going on?" and stop by and talk with us, which is never a bad thing. But at the same time, you always get that road noise and people walking in and out and talking and stuff. But the group campground site is actually not too bad. It's not really level, which is kind of a downside to it, especially for tent campers, because the tent camping's up here in these trees right up here, and it's not really all that level. A little disappointing, but it is what it is. but all the rest of the campgrounds
We're
are down
usually
here.
down in there.
And yeah, we're usually down here at the very, very bottom of this loop. And yeah, we do get a lot of traffic coming through, but it's usually never anything major. Um, it is much cooler than here in Apache Junction, Mesa, Arizona area. So get prepared for that. I think one year we had it dipped down close to about 32 degrees.
Yeah.
Because my dog's water dish froze over. Just a thin slice of ice. It felt great for camping because you snuggle down in your sleeping bag and you're out. I love it when it's cold like that, but that's me. But we will have a campfire. I'll bring up some campfire wood. If anybody else wants to bring in.
See how the fire situation is.
Oh, it's going to be okay because right now there's no fire restrictions in the state. So.
Okay.
But we've never ever had any issues. So that's a fun time. It's it's a bring your own everything. Bring your own food, bring your own drinks, bring your own camping gear, so on and so forth. Radio equipment, on the other hand, I'm going to have a radio. Matter of fact, I'll probably bring both radios. I'll probably just use the one, but if we get a couple other people up there and they want to use something, maybe we'll be able to toss another antenna up. I'll bring the other radio up, just in case. But I know Chad's going to have his radio. Dennis, you're going to have your new toys to play with.
Yeah.
I'll have my somewhat new play toy to play with as well. Dennis already knows exactly which one it is. Let's see here. I don't know if Frank is going to bring his radio, but I think he's going to come up for at least one night. He's kind of like me, wants to get out of the valley every once in a while. It's not a bad place. So, if anybody wants to join us, yeah, it's actually fairly decent reception up there. Low power. There's no power lines. Matter of fact, the closest we do have internet because right here is cell tower, and it's just right up the road, visible. I don't think we've ever had any issues with internet, so we will do a live broadcast up there. I will do a live Facebook posting, and while we're up there, we'll probably do some video. But this camp out, all of our camp outs, matter of fact, I'm going to include field day on this, is a relaxed atmosphere. We are not, we don't pressure people into jumping on the radio unless they really want to. If you don't want to be on the radio, then just say I don't want to be on the radio, and we leave it be. If you want to get your taste, if you want to get your feet wet, if you're a technician and you've never been on HF, these are the events to come to, because we'll sit down right next to you, talk you through on how to actually do a proper QSO, etc., etc. We'll coach you through. We'll do some logging for you while you get your feet wet and everything. And when we feel comfortable that you are somewhat comfortable being on the air, we might even get up and walk away and let you do what you need to do. And if you've got questions, you just raise your hand or yell at us or something of that nature, and we'll come over and help out. We won't be too far away. But we found that the majority of people who end up doing this, doing it our style, end up going on to becoming really, really heavy HF users and end up upgrading their ticket. So I'm not gonna knock it. I'm gonna say it works. So our method works. I don't know what else to say. But these campouts are for a whole bunch of different things. If you want to play with a new radio, it's a great time to do it. It's a relaxed environment. You're not pressured into, oh, you've got to do 250 QSOs in the next 2 hours or something of that nature. It's a relaxed environment. If you want to try out a new mode, okay, I've never done PSK31, I want to give it a try. Sit down at your rig, set it up, get it on, make some contacts with PSK31. We'll try RTTY, maybe we'll even do an Olivia, which is a mode that we've never done. I wouldn't mind doing SSTV if we can. I got to convince Chad to see if he can design us a QSO card. He might actually do one this year. So if we can get Chad to do us a QSO card, we might actually have a good image to do slow scan TV on HF. Let's see here, what else? I might even actually give WinLink a try. This is going to be an interesting time because I've got a somewhat new radio. I got the what is that? That's the 891 FT 891. Is that what it is?
891.
Yeah, the FT 891 that I bought off of Dennis for a really good price, guys. Come on now. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to try to set it up, get it working with my laptop and everything. See if I can do digital modes with it, which I know I can. It's a matter of playing around with it and getting it set up, which is the reason why we do these campouts. It also gets us out there. Oh, yeah, no problem there, Vinny. Anyways, we're going to go up, we're going to play around, have some good time, make quite a few contacts, see what we can do. I mean, if we can win a plaque, let's go for it. Why not? You know, I'm definitely game for it. I would like to try to do about 250 to 300 contacts between me and Chad at least. Maybe even you know.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens there. But between Chad and myself, if we could get 250 to 300 contacts, I think we're going to be doing pretty good. I have fun doing these. I don't know if you can quite tell that I enjoy doing these virtual meetings. If you've got a topic, and we're going to close up here in just a second. I'm gonna wrap this up here because it looks like John's already left. Vinny's just about ready to leave. And it's just basically down to Dennis and myself. But what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do some classes and stuff of that nature. One of the things that I like to do is a little bit on the education side. I have fun doing these videos. So if you've got a topic out there that you would like us to talk about, it could be, how do I make my first QSO? How do I use my radio? How do I program my radio? Which side of the soldering iron is hot? That one is pretty obvious if you just plug it in and let it heat up. But those are some of the stuff that I would like to know. What kind of questions do you have? Give us some feedback. Let us know, and we'll try to get all these things answered. I will be doing some video up there. I will be taking some pictures. We'll be posting on Facebook and YouTube. Is there anything else, Dennis?
No, I think we've covered it.
All right.
At least on the list you set up.
Yeah. Please keep an eye on the website. That's going to be the dates and the locations for our classes. Let's see here. If you got any questions, ke7vlc at wm7rc.org is my email. Send me an email. Let me know, and I'll try to respond back to you. I'm usually pretty good because in the morning time is when I check my email on that particular email, and so I'll respond back to you. Don't be too surprised if all of a sudden you have an email at 4:30 in the morning. Because that's what time I'm up. what time I'm checking my emails, things of that nature. So I hope everybody had a good, wonderful time tonight. I hope this was informative. If you got any questions, or I went over something a little too fast and you want to know, please let me know. All right, I appreciate it. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna say 73s. Dennis, do you have anything?
73s, yes.
73s to all of you guys, and you guys all have a good evening. Talk to you later.